Welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, May 16th in the year 2020. Season 14, Episode 14. I'm Scott.
And I'm RJ.
That's all. I don't know when Matt's coming back. I don't know when Nate's coming back. But when they do, we have chairs and I have cameras waiting for them.
Clap, clap.
So hopefully they'll come back soon. Lethal Migrant says COVID-19 sucks, but all the free games companies are handing out as a nice benefit of it. You're right.
That's true. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. We'll talk about that. If you want to get in touch with us and talk to us, our phone number is 334-272-9228. 334-272-9228. Check out ingamechat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. If you go there, the website looks a little bit different, but you can find everything you need to right there at the site. You can find us on Twitter at ingamechat. You can find us on Facebook. Same thing. You can email us, everyone at ingamechat.net. What else we got? We're everywhere. We used to be on Google+. I don't know if that's a thing anymore, but we used to be there. We did this after, I think MySpace was dying, and Facebook was just beginning. So we don't have a MySpace account. Could have, though. We started in the era of MySpace, but not necessarily making one for a show like this. When was our first show? 8 or 7? 08? 07? What year did Crackdown come out? Because this music is from Crackdown.
I think maybe 08.
This is Crackdown music, menu music from Crackdown. And that would be when we came out.
February 20th of 2007.
All right, that's when we started doing this, 2007. So yeah, we were around in the time of the MySpace. So anyway, we're streaming right now on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv, you can watch us there, or you can join in the chat room live while we broadcast. We've got people already hanging out in there. Oh, there's Sarah. Medusa's Mirror has joined us. Nice. Haven't seen her. Haven't talked to her in a while.
Yeah. Good seeing you, Medusa's Mirror.
Yes. Hello, Sarah. AC Wraith, Bama Brian 17, Community Showcase. I don't know what that is, but hi. Lethal Migraine, Tactus 59, Thar 66, The Gamer Me. Fuble plays it. We were hosting him a minute ago before we bumped him off to do our own thing. Sorry, buddy. I don't know what game he was playing, but if he joins us, I'll have to ask him. So yeah. No, we're going to talk about GTA 5. We're going to talk about the Unreal 5 demo. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Nintendo Switch, because I don't really have a bone to pick. It's just, more Switch drama coming my way. Yeah, I know. So, we'll do all of that as well and talk about what we've played. So, show note. There will be no show note next week. Next week is Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Snuck up on me.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Compared to like March and April, May is just like, let's get it over with. Just zoom for me.
Yeah.
That's me. Feels like me. It's been zooming by. And the fact that Memorial Day is next weekend, yeah. So it's Memorial weekend next weekend, so we're not going to do a show next weekend. Sarah, we've missed you as well. I've often thought about asking if you want to come in and sit in on the show, but I know you're doing the quarantine thing, and radio stations are not good places to to get away from viruses. Although
I've seen some examples.
I will say, none of us here that we're aware of have had any such, problem.
Yeah.
But I get it. I understand. That's why I really haven't reached out to you to ask. But, I mean, if you feel fine doing it, Sarah, we'd love to have you. Obviously, no show next weekend. But yeah, if you feel fine doing it, I'll reach out to you for the weekend after that. You can come sit on the show. Be good to have you back if you'd like to. But, it's all completely up to you. I know you got to make the drive for one, and for two, get you out in the open again. So completely up to you, and that is perfectly fine. So I'll reach out and we'll see what we can do. What have you been playing, RJ?
No Destiny 2.
That's perfectly all right.
I've not played that at all.
I would,
for
you know what?
The first time in a long time.
I
didn't play it.
I'm not going to have much to say on that because I have nothing to say about that. I mean, I do, obviously, because it's Destiny 2, and I'm going to talk about Destiny 2, but I really put in absolutely no time playing it.
Yeah, same here. It's been a minute since I've done that.
Yeah, I really put in no time to play it at all. Yeah. So, but go ahead.
Yeah, but for the most part, I've been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto 5. There was a lot of bonuses this week. Last week was
We'll talk about that.
Well, no, but last week was the motorcycle business sales, and there was double on that, so I did a little grinding and picked up money on that. And this week it's double in the gun running sales, so I get more money that way. So I'm going to be grinding a little more than that. If all said and done, I probably push and get about maybe 3 to 4 million off of that, provided if I don't get hunted by rival players in the session. So I've been playing that for the most part. A little bit. I've been watching some matches in Street Fighter 5. Matches are still going, so I go to the Capcom Fighters Network and start watching matches here and there. Mm-hmm. A little bit of Samurai Showdown on the PS4. They released a new character, Iroha. Has been released, and so new characters. They can see what she's all about. So they got the same outfit, same moves and flair. So I'm pretty happy seeing her back in action. I think I put a little bit of time in. I'm trying to remember the game now. Yeah. Oh, Streets of Rage 4. That's right. Streets of Rage 4. I'm still trying to get that elusive, perfect run through a stage without getting hit. Yeah. Haven't been able to do it yet, but. Not for lack of trying. I've been trying to get that for a while. Haven't done it yet, but eventually I just keep plugging away. Eventually I'll get it. By memorization, knowing where the enemy's coming from and how to deal with them best. So it's going to be trial and error for a while until I pick it up. Like I said last time, it's the only game I've been actually trophy hunting in for a long time. Yeah, it might be the first time in a while that I've actually trophy hunted through a game, but that's what I'm doing it in. That's pretty much all I played this week.
The stuff that I've done this week has been nothing. Destiny was, I think before the show last weekend, I told that I went ahead, I got the gun and I finished up the Guardian games. Yeah. For me, I didn't do near as what normally I do, which is fine. I don't need to, but I finished it up for me, for my satisfaction, and that was fine. But I really haven't played. I logged in on Tuesday because they started the Lie quest. Mm-hmm. Which you should, if you haven't, you should log in and at least pick up the quest. Okay. Do you have the season? You have the season pass, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. You should log in and pick up the quest. So far, it absolutely bears. It has. You have to put no effort into it right now. It's a community effort. Okay. So right now it is to do. I don't know how many of those Seraph Towers. The ones on the Moon, EDZ, and IO.
Yeah,
Rasputin Towers.
I didn't have the strength to do any of them. I like 2 hits and I was dead, so I didn't have the strength to do it.
You don't have to worry about it. You're going to get a shotgun out of this because it's an exotic quest. Okay. But you need to log in, go talk to Anna Bray on Mars, pick up the quest. You absolutely have nothing that you need to do. Because it's a community event, so the thing updates as the community clears towers. We finished the EDZ towers, and now we have the Moon and IO to finish those. The Moon, I think, is at least over halfway done, probably more. And so you finish that, and then I don't know what the next step is. There is a step to get, and before you sigh when I tell you this. It does not include PvP. But there is a quest to get 1,000 shotgun kills.
Okay.
Not hard for you to do with just going out into the wild, boom, boom, shoot, whatever. Just got to do it 1,000 times. I don't know if it progresses faster if you do it in PvP, but it's not required that we know of from the data mining. There is no PvP involved. 1,000 shotgun kills, and then eventually there's a mission that opens up that you do. Once you're done, you get the weapon, blah, blah, done. So.
You said IO, right?
The Seraph Towers, there are EDs. There's one on the E to Z, there's one on the moon, and then there's one on Earth, the moon, and IO.
Okay.
I keep saying EDZ.
Yeah. I was just about to ask you, before this event, when's the last time you've been to IO?
Whisper mission.
How long ago was that?
Oh, that was over a year ago.
Yeah. See, what I'm saying is, this has been no reason for me to go to IO.
No, there has been, because there'll be quests or steps that say, hey, you need to go do this over here, or there'll be a quest that says you need to get this many kills in a lost sector of such and such, and I'm like, ooh, there's lost sectors on IO that give me what I need out of this. I should go there and do that. I mean, I go where my time is going to be used efficiently. And so if it takes me to IO, it takes me to Titan. Titan's a planet I haven't gone to in a while. I think the last time I went to Titan was because I needed to do lost sector clears, and there's that one lost sector over there that you drop down off the rig, you go through some tunnels real quick, and there you are at the end of it. The ogre's at the end. You shoot a couple of rockets in his face.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Zip right back. It's where the witch spawns for the public event on that side of Titan. Spawn back out. If you've got a rally flag that replenishes your ammo and your super and stuff, you just pop right back out, hit that flag, jump down there, do the lost sector, clear it, pop out, hit the flag. You can do this until that flag runs out and you get clears. But I don't know. I haven't been on Titan in a while. I haven't been on the moon in a while, other than to do the stuff there. Let's be honest, I haven't played a lot of Destiny lately. I've been able to slow that grind, and it's been kind of nice.
So what's been the substitute? What have you been playing instead of Destiny?
See, that's the problem. I really haven't been playing a lot other than Destiny. I spent a good part of last Sunday trying to get Tomb Raider to run on my system again. And it was having a lot of problems. I eventually
first remake?
No, the second one, Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Okay.
Wait a second. Which one is? Okay, wait a second. There was Which one was? There was Rise of the Tomb Raider. Then there was.
I'm talking about the original Tomb Raider, the one where the first remake, the first remake of Tomb Raider.
Yes.
Yeah, the one where Laura had some very Dead Space level deaths.
Oh no, yes, they
graphic
put her through the ringer.
Yeah, that one.
Which they did in every single one of them actually. But so there was that one, and then the middle one, the second one. That's what I'm trying. I can't remember what it's called.
There's Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider,
and then there's another one. There's three.
There's three. Oh, I didn't know.
Oh yeah, there's three. Hang on, I shall tell you now.
I think the only one I got was the one that came with the 360 when I finally picked one up.
Tomb Raider.
I don't think I downloaded that code either.
Why does this thing want to do this to me?
It's taking a sweet time.
No, sort of.
That's what in the chat room is. Yeah.
I figured in the chat room somebody would just pop it out right there, but they haven't yet. So I'm going to look real quick.
Yeah, so we got Tomb Raider, we got Rise of the Tomb Raider, and we got Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and you said it's the third one.
No, it's the middle.
You said the middle one. Okay.
Okay, so you're saying there was Rise
of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Tomb Raider was the remix. The remake. Rise of the Tomb Raider was the sequel to that, and then Shadow was the sequel to that. So I am currently working on Rise.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt like I was pretty close to the end of it, but I was trying to get it to run again. I hadn't loaded that thing in forever, and I thought, it was between this or Odyssey for Assassin's Creed.
Oh, okay.
And I felt like I was really feeling like shooting a bow for some reason. I think I'd enjoyed that a little bit in Destiny.
Yeah, about to say there's bows in Destiny.
Yeah. So I was like, let's do some bow shoots.
Yeah, I gave the bows a shot. I mean, I gave one for my hunter, but for my Titan and Warlock, leave the bows for the hunter. everything else.
My main is a hunter, and he was bowing it up.
Yeah, did you get the exotic one, the one from Banshee's Epic Quest? The heavy one, the one that takes forever and a decade to pull. But when you let that arrow fly, it does some real damage.
Yeah, I got that. I got the one from Iron Banner.
Okay, yeah.
The last time the Iron Banner was up, ever how long ago that was, I went through and I got that weapon as well.
I'm starting to curse Iron Banner.
That's fine. You can.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I remember a time when you could just go to Iron Banner, get your tokens, and then turn them in. Now you got to get like little quests to even get stuff out of there.
Yeah, feel free to curse the entire game of Destiny 2. It's perfectly all right. Everybody else on the internet is doing the same thing. We could.
Oh.
We could easily have a second show, 2 hours full, and I could talk about Destiny 2. I could fill 2 hours of talking about Destiny 2. Would anybody listen to that? Probably not. Nobody listens to this. But would anybody listen to that? It would be nothing that you probably couldn't find on the internet itself, which would be,
see, the chat rooms are going boo.
Complaints. See, there is gamer me. Stop talking about Destiny 2. There'd be complaints about why they're doing stuff. They just announced how they're going to sunset weapons and basically make them obsolete.
Oh, well.
Right.
Well, I've been using the same scout rifle I've been using since ever. I'm not getting rid of that thing no matter what. So,
well, they're going to sunset it.
Well. I'm still using it.
Well, you can still use it, except for the fact that where you won't be able to use it, it's going to cap. In other words, the level of that gun is going to cap.
Still using it.
But it won't give you the same damage.
Still using it.
Well, you can still use it now. I'm just saying later on, and by later on in your terms, because I don't even know what level you're at right now.
Not at the top.
Right, I know.
Nowhere near the top. So
exactly.
I'll still be using it.
And I feel like the weapon that you're using, regardless of what it is right now, unless it's an exotic does not count towards sunset rules. Exotics will move along with the game itself. Weapons will have an end date. Weapons will have an end life, where I think top level you'll be able to get your weapon to is 1060, which is probably okay for you.
Yeah.
Until you start running into doing strikes, heroic strikes or something like that requires you to be a certain level, and that gun just keeps you from being that level. Keeps you from doing damage that you need to do to get through it. Anyway, this is part of the complaint. It's part of the complaint of like the again, here we go. I should not have done this. Destiny has been a thing. They've always said it's your game to play the way you want to play. We want you to enjoy it. But we're going to take these weapons that you enjoy using away from you. Why? So that we can, I don't know, man. It's getting a lot of flack from the community, but Bungie going to do their own thing, and we'll just see how it holds out for them. We'll see. I have not played a lot of Destiny 2 at all. I logged in, got the quest, didn't do much after that. Tried to get Tomb Raider to work on my system. Got it. I finally was able to get the menu to load. Was not able to get a game to load on it, but was able to get the menu to load. And I apologize to everybody who's on my Steam friends list seeing my Tomb Raider has started. Tomb Raider has started. You know, because that keeps popping up that I've started it. Because it's over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So, what did I try to... Oh. So, I was looking at games that were installed on my system already on PC. And I was just looking for something. I was just like... After I couldn't get Tomb Raider to work.
Yeah.
I was just looking at other stuff. What do I have here? What's something I can just jump into and play real quick? And... Pac-Man Championship Edition was loaded on my system, so I started playing the first one. And I realized I had picked up the free version, or the Bandai Namco had offered Pac-Man Championship Edition DX2, whatever that
2DX, yeah.
Something. They had offered that for free over the past couple of days or weeks or whatever. So I grabbed that as well, and I had that in my library. So I uninstalled the original championship edition, and put that new one on there, and I've been playing. So that bug has bit me again. And it's what a wonderful bug it is that you can jump into something that runs for about 5 minutes per match.
Yeah, 5 or 10 minutes. Very simple. Just load it up, play. You know, it's Pac-Man. You know what to do.
Yeah, I had to go through the tutorial again just to unlock everything, but I jumped in and I did that, and that bug has bitten me again. And it is, and it's still getting me too. But that bug has bitten me, and I am determined to improve my score, get something better than a B. I want my A's. I want my S's, but
I think S's is over 4.5 million on Champion 2. On Champion 2, yeah, over 4.5 million.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to save a lot of bombs and have a lot of lives saved up, and efficiently catch those ghost trails when you power up.
I know, right?
Yeah,
that's some tough ones. Those ghosts in the trails and trying to figure out where
if you ever see video of it, just check it out, folks. Pac-Man Championship Edition 2DX, and see those runs there. You know where the ghosts are going, but can you get? Just the question is, can you get there? Because if you hit the middle of the trail, they're going to bump you off. You got to hit the head of the thing.
It's so
to
fun.
Catch them.
It's so fun. It's like it's the same bug that pinball bites on me, you know, which is the score chase.
The score chase.
But you know, a score chase in a pinball game can take an hour and a half or 2 hours. You know, if I'm really on a chase with it, it could take me a while.
Yeah.
Score chase on Pac-Man is like it's 5 minutes, and I got 5 minutes to do the best I can possibly do.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the sessions can turn into 2-hour events.
Yeah, multiple attempts.
But they're at chunks of 5 minutes apiece. So, anyway, that was fun to get back into. I also installed Party Hard 2, which I uninstalled Party Hard and put Party Hard 2 on because I hadn't played that. I played Party Hard, and I think I played a demo of Party Hard 2. So I put that on the system as well, and I'll take a look at that. And before I left, I started the download of GTA 5 on the Epic Game Store because that was free. So that is basically what I've been playing. There's also been this fun game called Life, which that was total sarcasm. Life has not been fun. Just to give you an idea of what I'm going through currently, I brought my Switch in because I wanted to try to see if it would work away from the house. My Switch does not work. It is broken. Something's wrong with it. So
has it been dropped? Has it been hit? Something? Or?
No, it's perfectly fine. In fact, last week I powered up the Switch. Remember? Okay, so let's jump back many, many months ago. I was playing Creature in the Well, and I had a problem with it. Not necessarily a problem with that, but that just happened to be the last game I was playing was Creature in the Well. Maybe Mario Maker 2. I do not remember. But I powered it on. I was here at the station. I powered it on, and it would get stuck at a screen for some reason. And I can't remember what it was. And I mean, it happened right here on the show. Yeah. It was like live on the air. It happened, and I was like, this is wrong. And I started looking up the problem, and they're like, ooh, you're going to have to send this into Nintendo. Boy, I wish I'd have done that at the time, because you can't do that now. Their repair centers are closed because of the coronavirus. So they are not doing repairs on Switches right now. Anyway, months and months go by, and I you know, Animal Crossing is all over the place. And I'm like, all right, let's pop open the Switch to see if it works. Turn it on. I get to my screen. I was like, well, that's good. It's still in airplane mode because I remember that's the only way I really could get it to work is if I didn't have it connected to the internet.
Right.
The problem was that it was trying to connect to the internet and it would give me an error of some kind or whatever.
You had some code that kept popping up, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but yeah, that was my issue. So I turn off airplane mode. I look for it. It connects. I'm like, oh, this is great. Then it starts doing the updating of all these games because it's been off for, months now.
Right.
And so it starts updating games. I'm like, okay, that's great. I'll just leave it here so it'll update games. I wake up the next morning and I put it on its dock, by the way, so that the battery wouldn't drain so it could update the games. Mm-hmm. And I wake up the next morning and it's an orange screen. And I was like, oh, what's this? And I take it out of the dock and it's a solid orange screen. It's like, uh-oh. So I go online, orange screen, here, do the force power, which is you hold the power button down for a while and it'll shut itself off, which it did. I turn it on. Nintendo splash screen pops up, Switch logo comes on, and it never moves. It just stays on the logo. So I realized and I've done everything. I've tried so many different methods as to how to get this thing to do whatever. And I thought, well, after a week of giving it a shot to try and make it work, I thought, well, I even turned the internet off at the house so that it could connect, so it's not try and connect.
Right.
But then I thought, all right. So actually driving up here today, I tried to turn it on in the car when I was at a stoplight or whatever, just to see if, without any internet connection at all, not even there's nothing here.
Right.
And it would not move. It was still stuck at the Switch logo. Wouldn't go anywhere. So it's, yeah. Anyway, I called earlier this week. I called Nintendo, put in a ticket, and they said, we will repair this for you free. And if not, we will issue a working Switch, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. We will repair this for you. So getting a free repair out of it. I just don't know when. They said whenever repairs do resume, and your time, and your line in the queue comes up, you'll get an email instructing you on what to do to, get everything back again. So, yeah. So that's where I'm at. Switch is over there all bork and busted. Yeah. Anyway, we should take a break.
What a way to end the segment.
Poor fella. He's an OG Switch too, man.
Oh. First run, huh?
Well, you remember, right?
Yeah, I remember.
I mean, I love to tell the story over and over again about how I said, the Switch is nothing. Nobody's going to want this. What are you doing, Nintendo? This is, I'm never going to own a Switch. There's nothing I want for it. Meh. Some baby. This, I don't want it.
You're the first of us to get it, wouldn't you?
Dude, I left the show early that morning. When I was doing the morning show, I left the show early because I knew, old girl that worked over at Best Buy. I was like, You got something? She's like, well, here's what we're doing. You got to be out here. We'll give you a flyer. Then you can come back when we open up and get your thing. I left in the middle of the show. I totally left in the middle of the show. I told Greg and I think Emily was here at the time. Anyway, I was like, guys, can I make a quick run? Can I go do this thing? Like, sure, because it was a Friday.
Yeah.
Like, sure, go ahead. So, zipped over there, got my flyer, came back, did the show, and then at 9 o'clock, zipped back over there, got in line, and got a Switch on the day of release. Yep.
So when you're doing your research, what was the issue that was kept popping up, saying what the cause of it was?
For that?
Yeah.
No, nobody gave an issue as to what's causing it. A lot of people gave remedies as to it's basically the same thing that happens when you get a cold or something. People will tell you hold a lemon in one hand, snort honey through your nose, and do 12 circles in the spring, while blowing a daffodil.
No, never heard that.
Well, I'm just saying they give you all sorts of remedies. Yeah. Is the thing. Like, this is how I fix mine, and all these things. And some people got lucky in that, that fixed it, or that fixed it. And I tried them all that I found. None of them fixed it. So I really don't know what the problem is. But,
so now it's just a waiting game until they resume repairs.
Bama Brian says, did you play that I'm a radio host, so I need one to review for my listening? No, I did not. I've played that card on video games, on games before, but just as much as I do play that card, I actually use that card. You'll hear interviews with people that we, when we do interviews. Here's a good example of where that doesn't work. We have had Gareth Coker on this show a few times, I think 2 or 3. Guy who did the score for Ori and the Blind Forest. And also did scores for Minecraft, a couple of other games. He's done a lot of stuff. I've met him when I go to PAX in Seattle and stuff, and we've talked and chatted, and real cool guy. Really enjoyed talking to him. I still don't have a copy of Ori and the Blind Forest. I probably do because I'm now an Xbox Game Pass whatever person subscriber, so I probably do have a copy of that game now. But at the time that didn't exist, and I never got anything. He said, "Have you not played it?" I was like, "No, man, I haven't played it." "Oh, I'll get them to send you a code." And I was like, "Okay, that's cool." Never sent anything, and that's fine. But every now and again, somebody will say, "Hey, would you like to play this game for review?" Or I'll talk to them, and I'm like, "That's fine." And I'll tell you if I play it. I may not give some sort of in-depth review. I got Creature in the Well for free, and of course I tried to play that, but my Switch broke. So and I told the guys this because again we interviewed them on the show. And I said, I don't want to alarm you, but I can't play your game. I was playing your game, but now my Switch won't start. So, yeah. Anyway, we need to take a break. We're beyond the time that we need to take a break here. So, I was trying to find out a theme for music.
Yeah.
For our bumpers and stuff. Normally, I pick original compositions done by composers of some sort to the games and things like that, so that it's like this is original piece. I'm usually not a fan of doing any kind of covers or here's this guy playing this version of the song on a piano or something like that. However, something struck me, and I don't remember what it was. It was either Hotline Miami. Oh, it was that new song by The Weeknd, Blinding Lights. I don't know if you've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Very 80s synth pop, synth wave.
Okay.
And I really, for whatever reason, I really enjoyed it. And I said, "Ooh, let me find some games with synth wave in them." And unfortunately, we've used most of them. But I found remixes where they took games like that and they synthed them up and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's all we have here. These are all covers. These are not original compositions by the original artist. These are things that people on YouTube have put together or whatever, and they've mixed. And so that's what you're getting this week. It's 80s synth versions of songs.
That's the way you described it. I was thinking you went to Overclocked Remix or something and got some
No,
stuff
there were a couple that were in like some of the playlists that I saw, but they didn't really fit the style.
Yeah.
So anyway, this comes from Donkey Kong Country. It's called Fear Factory. That is the actual name of the track, but it's, of course, been revamped to sound more 80s synth pop type stuff. So we're way over time. We'll be back with more in-game chat right after this. And welcome back to In-Game Chats. Finding a version, Do you know how many different versions of this track? There's so many different versions of the Moon track from the DuckTales video game. Mm-hmm. There's, the original one from the first game. There's the remastered one from the remastered game. There's an orchestral version. There's a guitar version. There's just a plain old piano version. There's a synth pop version. There are all tons of versions. The Moon is apparently the most popular track from the DuckTales video game. I would say, at least online, probably more popular than the theme itself, which is saying something. I love it anyway. I don't disagree with all of that, and the fact that they incorporated it into the revamped TV show series. Actually used the theme in there, the Moon theme and everything else, put lyrics to it and everything else. It's fantastic. If you haven't watched if you grew up watching DuckTales and you watched them, and not necessarily a huge fan of them, but if you were, I just noticed something on this microphone. But if you watched them and played the video games and, just were a fan, you will not at all be disappointed by what Disney's doing. Especially the way that they've incorporated the entire Disney cartoon series universe thing. They've incorporated it into that. Like, Rescue Rangers are in there. Tailspin is in there. I think Goofy joined the third season. I haven't watched the third season yet. What else is in there? The Gummy Bears are in there. Man, it's fantastic. They just did a really good job. I'm probably leaving a couple of things out. They did a really good job with what they've done with that series. So, what?
I was looking at Overclocked Remix's site. I just put DuckTales in the search bar and
moon,
the moon, to the moon or bust.
Yep. All about the moon, man.
There's 10 pages of DuckTales songs in here.
All about the moon.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah. Oh, that might be interesting. That might be interesting to listen to. Oops, sorry, moving my microphone. Mm-hmm. Anyway, welcome back to the show, everybody. Let's hit up the news because we're done talking about video games, or talking about the games we played, since we didn't play very much of them. But wait, there's a phone call. Hey, you're on In-Game Chat. Who's this?
Hey, this is Weeks.
Hey, Weeks.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Hey, I just have a quick PSA. I talked to my brother over this past weekend. We were up in Tennessee, and he had just moved into a new home, and his PC and his Xbox One were not on. He lives in North Georgia, and they had some storms about a week and a half ago.
Okay.
But the power strip never got flipped, and y'all may already know about this, and I'm sure plenty of folks in your audience do too. But anyway, the Ethernet cable is where somehow their house was struck by lightning. The Ethernet cable took the signal or took the current, and it fried his Xbox One, it fried his PC, and it fried their landline. And none of these, well, at least the PC and the Xbox were not on. So I don't know how common that is, but it happened once, and once is one time too many.
Isn't it, though? It is, really. I mean, that's the thing. If something's going on and you want to, I mean, I feel like people probably don't care one way or the other, because that's a lot of effort for somebody to go through the entire house and unplug all of their devices that they're worried about. But the alternative is either not having the insurance to replace those devices, or a fire breaking out. There's a lot of ways that can go. You really should, though, unplug every aspect of the device that is connected to the outside in some way.
Right, and I think that he did some research and found that there is, that it is, known for sure, at least in the PC community online, that this is a thing that can happen. Not even unregularly, but that there is there do exist, Ethernet ports that can flip if there's a surge and that kind of a thing. So
Yeah, it totally is.
It's just so new to me that, I thought it's probably new to someone else too. So,
well, yeah, no, it's for some, maybe it is. For some, it's not. Whatever the case, that's fine. It's a PSA, and that's what it's supposed to do. So, yeah.
Anyway, y'all are having a great show. I love it. Y'all take care, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
All right, dude. Take care. Bye-bye. PSA is brought to you by Weeks. Thanks for listening. You want to get your calls in, you can. 334-272-9228 is the number. Scott along with RJ here.
Yeah, and I have heard that unplugging all your stuff if you especially have a lot of lightning in your area. I have heard that before. Yeah.
Normally, though, I just unplug the power cable. I don't even think about the Ethernet cord.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that part. No.
But anything that connects to the outside, unplug it. If you want to be, safe.
Absolutely sure. Yeah.
So, what do we have going on? I'm going to go down the list here. I don't care about that anymore. Well, this is a good place to start, isn't it? This comes from VG247. Microsoft will be very aggressive at the start of the next generation of console, and that could lead to undercut Sony's PS5 price, even if it means losing money initially. At least that's according to Wedbush Securities analyst Michael Pachter. I don't like this guy. I have said that. I have said that before. I'm not a fan of Pachter. I'm really not. But, and Peter Moore actually weighed in on it, and that's something that I think Lethal Migraine was pointing out in the chat room there. He had mentioned something. They were guests on a podcast hosted by Jeff Keighley. Boy, just a bunch of people I love. Jeff Keighley on Friday. Pachter suggested that Microsoft will be waiting for Sony to make the first move before the company announces a cheaper Xbox Series X. The analyst says the console could be being up to $100 cheaper than the PS5. From what I've seen, Sony's going to have to charge $500 for the PS5, and Microsoft has a big balance sheet, said Pachter, referring to earlier reports that the advanced components of the PS5 could end up driving up its price. That's also true for Xbox Series X, but the difference, according to Michael, is that Microsoft can take a bigger hit on every console. If they want to cut the price by $100 just below PS5 and subsidize the first 10 million units, they will. So I think that they're waiting to have Sony blink first, and then they'll reveal their price. He added very likely $400. Peter Moore was in agreement, pointing out that there's more being considered than simple component prices. Moore believes that both platform holders are currently calculating how big of a hit they can take, subsidizing both systems. Michael's right. He says what both companies are going through right now is asking themselves, how much can we afford to lose in the first 12 to 18 months? What's our attach rate of software to hardware? What are we willing to do in year 1, 2, and 3 to hit 10 million units? Microsoft right now, the stock price, the market cap, everything's flying for them. Do they say that this is our opportunity right now as we did the 360? Let's get in. Let's price it right. Neither company has so much as hinted as what the price of their console is going to be. We talked about this. Sony doesn't really have to set. I don't think Microsoft is waiting for Sony. Yeah, I put that one on hold. Oh, I think we missed whoever that was. Anyway, I'm going to get to the phones in a minute. So just hang on there if you're on hold. Sony doesn't have to wait for Microsoft. Mm-mm. Microsoft can wait for Sony, but there's an expectation on them that come the time that they do their little E3 thing, whatever it is that they're going to do, whenever it is that they're going to do it, it's expected to be around the same time as E3. Mm-hmm. They haven't made an announcement. Ubisoft just made their announcement saying that we're going to have our little showcase thing on, I think it was the 11th or something. We'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, the press conference schedule. Because there is no E3, those timetables were out the window. We were all expecting something on that week of E3, both from Microsoft and Sony, and of course Microsoft was going to go first. Sony would go afterwards, usually. That's how it is. When E3 was canceled, those things were kind of up in the air. They seem to be falling back into place to just kind of go with the flow of what they normally would have done. Microsoft will have a press conference of some sort, a digital showcase thing for their E3 presentation, not at an event or anything like that, just something people watch online. But they're expected to do that around that time. So Sony can take their time. Sony has no obligation. They have nothing coming up to say that this is when we're going to reveal our price. They had nothing going on the week of E3 because they had backed out of E3, so there was no expectation. So they can just kind of sit around and wait for Microsoft to do what they're going to do. Does that mean it's going to give them any kind of leverage to undercut the price? Probably not. And regardless, the other part of this is that while Microsoft may come out the door first and say our console is going to cost this much, and then Sony come out later and say, well, our console is going to cost this much, whether it be the same or lower, nothing is stopping any one of those companies from revising that price later on in the year before the launch. Nothing stopping them from saying, oh, by the way, we're gonna drop our price to match them. Nothing. It's never been done, really, but doesn't mean it can't be done. Nothing's stopping them from doing that. And I think after what happened with the PS3 on its initial launch, when it was just too expensive, way over. I say way overpriced. It's probably priced the way it should be, but it was just too expensive compared to the 360 that was sitting there. And then what happened with Microsoft on their Xbox One compared with the PS4 sitting next to it, which was $100 cheaper. I think both of them have kind of realized that you really can't be cheaper than the competition. You've got to be on the same page. I don't know how easy it is for them. They got people who look at this and pore over these spreadsheets and know what they can afford to lose and what they can't afford to lose. Say that this is, we can start here, but we can't go any lower than this on this price for the first year or something like that. I don't know. I'm not in their shoes, but I know they got the people that are doing that. So we'll see how that's going to pan out. I really feel like Microsoft's going to go first. I've always felt that they'll go first, and then Sony will go second. But I can't give you any kind of an idea as to where they're going to fall on the price. It can't be. I really feel like it can't be $500. Even both consoles at $500 is still. I think that's pushing it. 400, 450 probably is good. 500, I just don't think that's going to fly, man. I don't think that's going to fly in a year that we've had.
Nope, definitely not.
But I can't. I don't know.
Last time I paid $500 for a console, that was a Saturn.
Right.
That was long. That was a long time ago, man.
Yeah, that was back when $500 were harder to come by. Too.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Lethal Migraine. I know you're throwing out facts to me there. I get that. I know, man. I know that Microsoft is well in position to undermine or undercut Sony as much as they want to. I get it. I know that they're there. I know Sony doesn't have that kind of leverage. They don't have that kind of an ability to make that happen. But at the same time, man, I don't work in any of those companies. I don't know I don't know any of that underlining stuff. I'm not an accountant for them. I have no idea what they can afford, losses that they can afford to take or whatever, and for how long they can afford to take them. I really don't know.
One question I got, though.
Yeah.
What's the first thing to cut out of a console to save price? Like I was thinking storage space. Storage space is
price? That's a good question.
Because I'm thinking nowadays with games now, I'm thinking a 1 terabit hard drive ain't gonna cut it. It's gonna be a lot of moving stuff around. It won't take long to fill that up. I mean, we were talking about storage issues lately, especially with Red Dead Redemption. How much was that? 150
gigs or something like that. It was up there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the first thing is because usually you're good.
Which components would they
now
cheapen out?
Normally, the first time you see a price cut is usually in the size. You know, like the Xbox One S was released, and that was like a thinner version, stuff like that. Basically, what it comes down to is it's likely there's nothing that they can cut out of a console now to bring a price down or anything like that at this point. What happens is the year goes through, and then they have access to cheaper components that go into it.
Yeah.
Because that's all that ever happens as time goes on.
About a year and a half.
Yeah, as time goes on, the stuff that they can put in there costs less for them to put it in. So then it drops, and that means they can drop the price. Thar66 says, you guys really think $399 for a state-of-the-art console in 2020? Come on, guys, $499 is the lowest, and that's cheap. I'm only talking about the economy right now as far as what and as far as what the economy is going to be at that point in time when these release. What people are willing to spend on a video game system during, I mean, you've seen job reports and everything else as far as the United States are concerned. So that's, I don't know. That still seems too high. Now, I was saying this though before this whole Corona stuff ever started. I was saying that $500, that's like, I felt like 500 was the ceiling, but that you really didn't want to touch that. Because if you've got to go 500, then Microsoft or Sony can go $50 cheaper than that. You know, depending on who it is, you know what I'm saying? If you got to go 5, they're going to go like, but ours is $50 to $100 cheaper than that, and can make it happen. So that's why I say that. That's why I say like 400 to 450 is probably where they can sit and not go lower. But you never start with your lowest price first, right?
Shouldn't.
When you're doing this sort of thing, you always go high and be like, let's see what happens, and then you work your way down if you can. I don't know. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to speculate on what that's going to do, but I have no idea. Both companies have excellent compression methods. Games shouldn't be as big next gen. I should say save file size shouldn't be that big. Yeah, I've never been too worried about my save file size. Lethal Migrant, 125 billion cash on hand. Microsoft could give Series X away for free, and they'd be fine. I don't necessarily know that I believe that. I believe maybe they got the 125 billion cash on hand. I just don't think they could give away for free, and they'd be fine.
I think they're more capable of taking the hit.
Somebody screenshot that thing. Lethal Migraine said, if they somehow offer the X at 400, I'm buying 2. Somebody screenshot that and hold it for later this year. And T Dog Beef, hey T Dog Beef, join the chat room as well. Let's see if anybody else has popped in. Oh wow, we got a lot of people in here. AC Wraith, another TV viewer, A10, Batman Brian, of course, Commander Roots, Comula, Evans 04111, Feet, Leprechaun 9, Lethal Migraine, Omega's Innocence, Remastino, Stephen Van Dam. I have to be careful when I'm saying these names because some people can get you where you're saying something else than what you're actually reading. Vigo Pros, The Gamer Me, Thar66, Tactus 59, and T-Dog Beef. Thanks you guys for joining us. Okay, so we're going to take a break, but before we do, let me get to these phone calls because I think this person hung up. They did not. Hi, you're on in-game chat. Who's this? Hello. Is anybody there?
Crickets.
Going once, twice, and you go. In-game chat, who's this?
It's me, Chris.
Hey, buddy.
You got a little bit of talking time, or you rather take a break? Because I had a few things to talk, what y'all been talking about here recently.
I'll tell you what then, hang on. We'll come back to you when we get back from the break, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, buddy. He's always good for hanging on. I appreciate that. If Lethal Migrant said, if it's $400, Scott, I will post a photo of the 2 I buy right on the in-game chat Facebook page. Please do, buddy. Please go for it. Please go for it. I mean, if it's $400, I will be surprised. 500 is kind of what I'm expecting. But that is, for me, this is going to be the first year. This is going to be the first year. And again, I say this after I just told you the story about the Nintendo Switch.
Right.
But the Nintendo Switch didn't cost me $500.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm going to be there launch day for these new consoles. Mm-hmm. At $500, maybe not even at $400, not because that's just too much for me, but because they always have it cheaper and better built later. Yeah. I have trust me, on my PlayStation 4 and my Xbox One, I have no benefit from my day one purchase than I do from when anybody, with the exception of my Xbox One, it has a Kinect. And my controller says day one edition.
Yeah.
Whoop. You know, my PS5, my PS4 has nothing. I can't tell you anything about that. Now the PS3 was a different story. When you bought the PS3, the original, it had those memory card readers. It had backwards compatibility built into it. That it kind of they dropped it for the later releases.
Right.
There was kind of a benefit with you jumping on the thing there. Did I ever use those memory card slots? No. Did I use the backwards compatibility? Not that I know of. Because it was limited, but it was there. It was limited to some games, but not.
My PS2 still worked at the time, so it wasn't really an issue for me. So
it did. So I mean, there just wasn't.
For me, it's the same thing. It's always been for any new console. What's your day one library look like? If your day one library is not something that's going to interest me, there's no reason for me to pick it up.
Yeah,
I'll just wait for your library to pick up before I do.
For me, it's just always been, for me, it's just like, that's the new one. It's there. Go get it. Not necessarily be the first one on your block, although it used to be that way when I used to go out and have friends to hang out with in the neighborhood. That used to be a thing. It's not that. It's not that anymore. Yeah. It's more like, stay away, go away. I'm going to stay in here with my game system. You can go away. Get off my lawn. Yep. We got to go. We got to take a break. When we come back, we will talk to Chris and we'll dive some more into the news. I didn't mean for that to take up as much time as it did, but it's fun to speculate. Back to our synth pop versions of video game music. Here's The Legend of Zelda. We'll be back in just a moment. Sorry, the light just decided to come on for no reason.
It just felt like it all of a sudden, yeah.
Welcome back to the show. Music here from... Do you recognize this at all?
No, I can't. I just keep thinking of Miami Vice. I mean, every time I hear this, I'm just like, the synth thing, that's the first thing I think about every time.
This is from Castlevania 2. It's called Bloody Tears.
Okay.
Didn't know if you recognized it or not.
No. I really didn't get into Castlevania until Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
Really, yeah.
Anyway, welcome back to the show. Chris has been patiently waiting. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, I had several things to talk about. I had to make a list of like 6 different things, and then I added one.
Good Lord.
Yeah, when you talk about the Bloody Tears from Castlevania, if you could real quick or sometime during the break, go on YouTube, and there's a Japanese band that's playing a version, a live version of that.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome as heck. If if it's a basic song, makes your hair stand up, just listen to their version, a live piano and violin version.
Yeah.
It'll make your hair really stand up on end. I mean, it really gets you in the mood, and those sensations that when you really like a song really well, it'll do it for you.
There's plenty of video games like that are played live. From games you don't even think about. There's like fighting game music, adventure music, all types of stuff.
That's a lot of all the
live.
concerts that they have at PAX are like that because they'll have the one-ups and
mini bosses.
The mini bosses, yeah. There's a couple of others that do that, and they're fantastic to see. So, anyway, what else is on your list, Chris?
What I've been recently playing, I finally beat the Trials of Mana, which was a remake of the sequel to Secret of Mana way in the back in the days on Super NES that they never did bring out for 20, 30 years down the road. They officially released it last year as part of the Mana collection with all 3 games into one.
Yeah.
But, that remake that they made here recently that came out, I've beat it and enjoyed it. But y'all been thinking about possibly wanting to get it? Possibly?
The
Trials of Mana.
Trials of Mana. I have them on my, well, I don't have that, the new one. What do I have it on is it the NES Mini or the SNES Mini? Which one do I have it on? But I have Secret of Mana, I'm sorry. Which one is that on? Is that on it's one on with the minis? I don't know.
Yeah, the original was on Super NES, so it's most likely that.
That's the one that's on there.
Yeah, but the original one is hard as heck. But if you're wanting to play a good role-playing game, and it's action adventure, and most of it's like a hack and slash with 3 party members that you can swap with them in between. But I've got it on the Switch and beat it, and I've got a PlayStation 4 version, but I hadn't opened it up, and it's brand new. So if either you are interested or thinking about it, just let me know, and I'll sell it to you a little cheaper than just leave it.
Oh, well, thanks.
As it is.
And what else is? I'm just going down your list, man.
Yeah, and you were talking about the issues with the protecting your equipment from the power surge.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think, and like we do all the time, the best way is just completely unplug it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because I've got all our setups to like the TV living room and all the equipment for it. We've got extension cords, the main extension cord running to the socket, and then it runs out to the corner where you can easily get to it, and then it goes from there to the power strip, and you can just unplug the whole sucker, and nothing can get to it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And like the internet, I use the Wi-Fi or data points like that where there's no wire connection whatsoever. Because I remember years ago when we had the PC and it got struck by lightning. It went through the phone line, and when the repair center went in there, he said it actually blew apart the IC chips inside on the motherboard, and they were pieces of them were inside the case and everything. It just blew the circuit pieces apart all over the place in there.
Jeez.
Because you basically think about it like it's a lightning strike can go from the sky all the way to the ground, with ease.
No, it can really mess up your stuff. It can really mess up your stuff. So you got to really be careful with it.
Can only handle like 3 to 5 volts, and you think 20, 30,000 volts. It'll do a number on them.
Yeah, literal explosions in your stuff.
One of the things I like about the Switch, it's portable, and it's on its own little system. So when the power is going bad or out, I can play portably on that as well.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, I'm hoping that you can get yours fixed real soon.
I don't know when they're going to open up the repair centers again, but it'll be a while. So maybe I can get Animal Crossing on the cheap by that time. Because what was it they just announced? Paper Mario.
Yeah.
They announced a new Paper Mario game, which I know they've got a lot of big plans for the Mario series for. I think it's this year or is it next year? It's like the 35th anniversary, the 30th anniversary or something of Mario. Yeah. So they've got a lot of stuff in the works for that to celebrate that. So, and I'm really hoping to get a Mario RPG.
I remember seeing something about a new Super Mario RPG or
I don't know. It's Mario. One of the ones they never really go back to. They've gone back to they never. Okay, so Super Mario series they keep going with, Luigi's Mansion series they keep going with. I could go all day with all the Mario series: kart, tennis, baseball, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
They never went back to Mario Paint, which is probably okay.
Yeah.
And they never went back to the old the edutainment games that Mario had. Mario is Missing, and I think there was it was Mario Teaches Typing, but that's fine. But Mario is Missing was one that I remember actually playing a lot of on the NES. But
the best typing I saw was Typing of the Dead.
Yeah, and then there's and then there's Mario RPG. They've done the Paper Marios. They've done the Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. All that stuff. The little ones, Mario, the minis and stuff. Whatever. They've done a ton of those, and they've revisited a ton, but they have not touched Mario RPG. And I really wish they would. And I want to say the developers on that didn't Square have a hand in that?
I think so. I can't remember if Square was the publisher on Super Mario RPG.
I don't know about a publisher. I want to say they had a hand in the development of it, though.
They may have. I've got it up there on the shelf. I'd have to look later on and see.
RJ's doing his thing. He's hunting it down on the internet. Square. Yeah. We're not publishers. Nintendo published.
Nintendo's a publisher. Developers Square.
Square was a developer. That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. Because of the Final Fantasy aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what they were doing with Final Fantasy on the NES, or maybe it was SNES, or what they. NES. Well, they were doing. Well, that's when that released. But I mean, they had done some stuff on the NES and the SNES, and so they had a really good relationship at the time. And so they did the Mario RPG. It was kind of like that whole thing that they've done with Disney, with Kingdom Hearts. They're like, let's take a property, put it into our world, and RPG it up. And they did that with Mario, but they never went back to it. They have never touched back. And maybe that's the reason. Maybe Square has some sort of part in that, ownership in that, something. I don't know.
Yeah, and about the new consoles, like you were talking about the hard drive space, this would be unique if they could develop a way, especially whenever you have updates to the consoles or to the games and stuff on the different consoles, that whenever you download the update, if it would actually put the update file in a separate folder or something where you could always access it. And then, like say, if you don't want to play such and such game that takes, 150, 200, gigs to play, so I'll uninstall it, but you have an option to keep the update that file, the latest update file. It's like if it only takes like 1% compared to what the install size was, where you say, well, I just uninstall the game, but keep the update.
I think I know what. Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're trying to say.
That would definitely help.
There may be I'm thinking this when I go through my head on this. I'm thinking in PC terms, and I imagine there's an easy way to make that actually happen. Basically, you would just copy those files, put them somewhere else on your PC and then uninstall the game. And then when you're ready, you just move those back over and you're all caught up. But I don't think there's any way to do that on console. I don't know if they ever would do that on.
Yeah, I'm still thinking on a console. I'm still going to have an external 8 terabit, 12 or 12 terabit hard drive stuck on the side of that thing somewhere.
I'm sure you will.
Because I'm doing that now, and games don't seem to be shrinking anytime soon.
Chris, what else is on the list, buddy?
I also found one of those replica plasma rifles from Fallout 4, the Fallout 4 plasma rifle. They had that at the game store at Retro Game Plant this morning. I found it and saw it and, picked it up from them and made a little cardboard display stand to, prop it up and display it.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
But Dad said, well, I didn't even make it out of the wood because I didn't want to. I was greedy and just wanting to get it done as quick as I could. Yeah. It looks decent, but, I may make it look a little bit better and make an actual wood stand for it or something, or bolt it to the wall or something with some long thread, bolts or something like that. But
well, Chris, we appreciate you calling as always, man.
All right. Well, y'all have a good afternoon.
Take care,
buddy.
Now.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. I always like the plasma rifle. I just couldn't find enough ammo for it, so I just stuck with the old military rifle.
Let's see. Ubisoft, like I said, they announced their E3 thing. July 12th is when they're doing theirs. That's when I'm sure you'll see some gameplay of Assassin's Creed, by the way. Will we see Splinter Cell? Probably not. I'll be back on my soapbox for that one. Maybe we will. I don't know. Steam summer sale dates, of course, have been revealed. They will be now July 25th June 25th to July 9th. June 25th, July 9th is summer sale dates. That used to be a big thing. It used to be a cool thing. Not so much anymore. Sales are good. That's fine. But it used to be something that like when these leaked, it was a big deal.
You revolved your week around that.
Okay, that's when it's going to be. Okay, I got to be ready for that. Not so much anymore. Kotaku posted a not E3 press conference thing. Summer Game Fest will do something. Well, that's May 12th. That's already happened. I'm sorry. Guerrilla Collective is a multi-day showcase focused on indie and mid-sized studios. Blah, blah, blah. PC Gaming Show is June 6th at 3 or 2 o'clock our time. Steam Game Festival. CD Projekt Red, Night City Wire, June 11th. EA Play, June 11th. Ubisoft is July 12th. July. I didn't realize that's in July. E3 is normally June, but that's July. Microsoft has announced theirs. Sony hasn't said anything either, so that's just kind of like, when it happens, it happens. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 got a remaster announced. Coming September the 4th. I never played those games. I never played the Tony Hawk games. Never did. I played Skate.
Yeah.
Never played Tony Hawk.
I played it maybe once or twice. I think I got like it out the bargain bin after years and years after they were released, things like that.
It'll be out on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. It is not getting a Switch release, which was kind of surprising.
There was another skating game that was going to come out around that time, wasn't it? I think it may have competition.
There was Skate. There was You mean to
something to
compete with the remaster?
Or something like that. Yeah, there's a lot of skating games coming out. There was one coming out around that time, I guess, or early, whatever. Might be some competition for it, but the nostalgia, it's Tony Hawk.
I have no nostalgia for Tony Hawk.
Okay, well.
Sorry. I really don't.
Yeah.
I did not, was never into the skateboarding thing. Was never into really roller skating at all. And then even when it became a blade, I was like, nope, not doing this either. Just never.
Just not your thing.
Never appealed to me. Yeah. Which is odd because, like, I played the hell out of some Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
Which was rollerblades,
And graffiti.
Yeah.
And fighting the police.
But still, Jet Set Radio Future, I played a ton of that. Enjoyed it. Played Skate and actually enjoyed that. But never was on the Tony Hawk train, man. There's a headline here from VG 24/7 that there's a word that's used that I can't say on the radio. But I'll read the headline to you. The culling now has the most blank payment model in video games. The culling had a bit of bad luck. This is written by Kirk McKinnon. Anyway, it was doing pretty well on Steam, but the Battle Royale shooter got steamrolled by Fortnite and PUBG. Oh, look, Duke Freakum decided to show up.
What's up, Duke?
Last year it was shut down. Now it's back from the dead. It's hoping to entice players back by, wait a second, hold on. The developer wants players to pay to play it. Let me explain what that means. Every time you play the game, it will cost you.
Yeah.
If you don't already own the culling, it'll cost you $5.99. Then you have to purchase tokens to play more than your one free match per day. Mm-hmm. Tokens can be earned by winning, but this is a battle royale game, so you won't be winning too often. You can also buy unlimited access, which is basically the MMO subscription model, $5.99 per month, except instead of getting massive expansions, the game gets randomly canceled every few months. It is already out on Xbox One. So, yeah, it's good luck trying to survive, buddy. We also got an announcement that the Mafia series is getting a trilogy re-release, which is great. I did not play Mafia 3. I own it, and I still haven't played it. But Mafia 1, I think, was pretty good. Mafia 2 was the one that I was just like, I like this.
You got that special edition one, didn't you, for 3?
I did for 3, yes.
Yeah, you got a special edition.
Because it went on, the special edition went on this crazy sale.
Yeah, it had really
it came with
deep discount. Yeah.
It came with like a bunch of vinyl records. It was, the soundtrack was completely in vinyl. But it was not just that. I mean, it was the soundtrack. Not the score. The score was included in that, but like all those songs.
I think Lethal mentioned the LPs on the for the soundtrack. Yeah.
To be fair, the Mafia 3 soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks I've heard in a long time, and it's on LP. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Microsoft just posted details of a lavish-looking remake of the first Mafia game on its storefronts. Mafia Definitive Edition. It's listed for release on August 27th. Hangar 13 is the developer. All right. Apparently they're going to have an announcement next week about this. So, yeah, it's getting the trilogy's getting... I enjoyed it. I don't know about Mafia 3. I did play some of that, but what's the word? You talk about the Tony Hawk nostalgia thing. My Mafia nostalgia is set in that that Godfather-esque thing.
Yeah, and 3 what? Well,
and 3 was set in like the 70s.
Yes, yeah, that's right, 70s New Orleans.
Yeah,
70s New Orleans. Yeah,
which is why Mafia 2 and Mafia 1 really appealed to me. I think because it was like, even further back.
Yeah, it was like, what was it, 50s?
Yeah.
Big 50s New York,
Chicago,
stuff
like that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's where my romanticism, I guess, would come from.
Yeah.
Of that period. So Epic did unveil a Unreal 5 demo running apparently on PlayStation 5. Yes, it looks great. Not that it didn't look... Nothing stood out to me to say that we're here. Next gen has arrived. None of that stood out to me, and it's still impressive. There's nothing about it that says that says it's dull or boring or anything like that. But I read up on some developers who commented on it, saying that that looks great. Now turn that into a 6 to 10 hour gaming experience.
Sustain that level of clarity for 6 to 10 hours.
Right, and make it look that good and make everything happen. And that's what Unreal 5, that's what the engine's supposed to do. It's supposed to let you kind of build that and keep that and sustain it. But from what other people have said, it doesn't actually work that way.
Yeah. I think I was talking to the break how graphics really never stood out to me because I'm of the mindset in this day and age you better have good graphics. There's too much. I mean, there's no excuse for you having bad graphics on your games. I mean, this looks nice, but
it does. It looks fantastic. It's wonderful, but and that's fine. You can show me a demo all day of an engine, but give me a game to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if this demo is, I don't know, 6-minute demo or whatever it is, I don't know how long it is. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, there didn't seem to be like any combat or puzzle solving that I could tell. And I could be wrong. I don't remember the whole thing. I was watching it when I was at work. But, it's fine. That's impressive. But I need, show me games, basically. Show me games. So. What else do we have here? Are we at a break time? We are at a break time.
Oh, time flies.
Well, we started late. We went way late over the top of the hour here, and so anyway, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more in-game chat. We got Phil Spencer here talking about next year's games and the current problem with that. We already talked about Paper Mario, so I can kill that one. There's another one. Okay, got a few more stories to hit. We'll be back with more in-game chat right after this. Music from F-Zero, but done in kind of a synth thing. So, actually, this one sounds really repetitive, so I probably won't let it play very long. We'll be right back. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. I don't know enough to really... It sounded good. Hopefully it's recognizable to those who know it or are familiar with it. Because I don't have a track title, unfortunately. It's just Final Fantasy VII. So that's all I got for you. If it's familiar, great. If it's not, sorry.
Well, at least you know what game it's from.
Or what it's trying to be from. Anyway, welcome back to the show. For our final segment here. Phil Spencer says that next year's games are more likely to hit by the coronavirus delays than this year's. Let's see. What did he say? He was speaking with Business Insider. He said that the coronavirus pandemic's effects on game development schedules won't be felt in full until early 2021. Through the summer, early fall, I feel pretty good about those games, Spencer said. Games that we're targeting a year from now or beyond, there will be some impact, but they'll be able to react. Spencer points to certain parts of big budget development that aren't feasible while teams are working remotely. That will likely cause delays in many games, including some that probably haven't been announced yet. What game is currently being played? There's a video on my screen here being played by, this comes from PC Gamer. And I think that's that taxi game that I really wanted to play. Pretty sure. Yep, that's exactly what that is, and I can't remember the name of it. It's some game that's on Steam that I saw. I've added it to my wish list, but I can't remember the name of it.
Any similarity to Crazy Taxi?
No, not no, not real. I don't know. It's not Crazy Taxi, no. But I can't really say that it's a taxi game. It's called Cloudpunk. That's what it's called. A story-driven delivery game set in a stunning voxel metropolis. So yeah, Cloudpunk. Looked really, really good. So, Spencer explained that motion capture is just something that's basically stopped. We're not going into mocap studios. If you had all your animation captured and you're doing touch-up and more individual art production and in areas like textures and other things, you're in a better position. If you're waiting for a lot of either large audio work when it's with symphonies and other things or mocap, you're held up right now.
Yeah.
Which is something I really didn't think about. The scoring the music.
Yeah.
Orchestras. Can't be done.
Big studio. Gathering a bunch of musicians in one place. Can't do it.
If you had to go back and get, pick up mocap or we're still doing mocap, you can't get it done. I'm thinking of people, remotely coding and putting and doing what they got to do with the game. I did not even think about motion capture at all. Yeah, that's probably that's going to be a problem.
It's like theater production. You're right there. All the actors.
It is, yeah. No, it is.
Yeah.
I was able to sit in on, was it 3? It was Uncharted 3.
Uncharted 3, yeah.
I was able to sit in on some mocap sessions with Uncharted 3. Which was fun. I had to put an NDA on it, but that's long since been done. That's long since been over with. But it was great because Claudia Black was there, Amy Hennig was there, and now his name is completely
Nolan
North. Nolan North was there, and then another guy, not the guy who plays Sully though. But it
villain?
I don't think he started as the villain. I don't actually think he became the villain afterwards. And I'm trying to remember his name. He's an actor, but I've completely forgotten what his name is. That he was in Uncharted 3, but then he also did the Hobbit series. As one of the dwarves, I think. But I can't remember his name. Starts with a G. Anyway. So, yeah. Uncharted 3. I can't put that in there. Well, I was just going to start with a G, but that's Graham McTavish.
Graham McTavish. Yep.
That's who it is. Graham McTavish. That's who it was. Yeah, no. I've sat in on mocap stuff. It's fascinating how they do all that stuff. But, that's something that can't be done. I'm pretty confident in the industry's ability to continue a steady flow of games coming out. There's just a lot of games in production across the industry right now. I think we're going to be, as an industry, we're going to be fine. I'm bullish on what this means in the long run for games, even if there's a certain impact to a certain launch window for certain titles that we might see. So, yeah. That'd be interesting to see how that works. Now, Bama Brian mentioned this in the chat room. I think he posted this on his Facebook page, but I saw this when I was, doing my news. There's a simulation. It's a browser-based simulation of docking with the ISS. Docking at the International Space Station. And you can, it's a simulator, so you can simulate actually trying to dock with the ISS. Just anything that's space like that, I'm down. So I'll post a link to this in our chat room, to the article anyway. As soon as my computer decides to do something. There we go. There it is. Nintendo Switch Online has announced 3 new games, 3 SNES games, and 1 NES title for May. On May 20th, Nintendo is adding Panel de Pon, Wild Guns, Operation Logic Bomb, which was a SNES title. Wild Guns a SNES title. Panel de Pon is maybe a SNES. That looks like a SNES title, but it was Famicom. And also Rygar. They're adding Rygar as well. I remember Rygar.
I think I wanted to play Wild Guns, but never had a chance to. Now I see it on PS4 on the PlayStation Store for a purchase. I think the only Rygar I ever played was the one on PS2, the remake, I think. Dude with the shield, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I played the remake was the only one I ever played.
I remember the remake.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I was disappointed in the remake. I don't know why, but Rygar, I remember renting Rygar a bunch of times and trying to play it.
I didn't find it disappointing. Probably because I didn't play the original. Maybe because I didn't play the original. It just felt fine to me. Just a regular 3D action adventure game for me.
Oh, yeah.
I guess finding all those different types of shields to play through the game was what pulled me in.
Also, GTA 5 is now free if you've got an Epic Games account.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, if you don't have an Epic Games account, just go get one. Make an Epic Games account, claim GTA 5, and boom, you've got it. And it's not just GTA 5, it's GTA 5 Premium Edition, whatever that means.
Probably a bunch of stuff that you can get for free instead of having to buy it.
Yeah.
I mean, the grind in that game is all about scraping and grind for much cash as you can.
The online aspect, right?
Yeah, the online aspect, yes.
Yeah. Which they're giving away money this month, and so I need to just at least do that, sign on, get the money.
Yeah, there's giveaways. I think last one they gave out was $500,000 in-game currency, but that'll go quick.
Yeah,
especially if you buy your gear, apartment, vehicles, and all the other necessities.
What else do we have? A new Harvest Moon game was announced for the Switch. Harvest Moon One World. Mm-hmm. Announced for the Switch. Apparently be built using a new engine, new graphics, and more. Mm-hmm. Nintendo, I don't think is doing an E3 thing this year. Like, they've never done E3, but they've always done at least, like, Nintendo Direct for E3. I don't even think they're doing one of those this year. Because of everything that's going on. Which it was really surprising to see the announcement of Paper Mario. And now to see this Harvest Moon thing sounds like, okay, you could save that for a Nintendo Direct. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't seem like they're going to be doing many of those that I can tell. So that's, oh boy, we got 10 minutes. And that's about it. That's about all I got wrapped up. We got about 10 minutes. Oh, goodness. What am I going to play? I'm going to try and get Tomb Raider to run on my machine again.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a graphics issue. I don't know what it is. I mean,
have you updated anything on your PC since the last time you tried to play it?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I mean, I did get a new graphics card, but that was, I don't remember what year that was. But regardless, I played it on my PC, no problem.
Yeah. Now it's just...
And I can't remember where I left off. There was so much side stuff to do in that thing. But I don't remember where I left off in the PC version. Actually, it's the only version I played. But I don't know where I left off. So, but I have played it on the PC before, so I shouldn't have a problem. So I don't know why it's giving me that issue. I may say whatever and then move over to Odyssey. Get some time in with that, since I know we got Valhalla coming out soon. So I never did finish Origins. I got to a point in Origins where they started mixing in the first civilization, the first people, whatever it is, it started getting into the mystery type stuff rather than just the sneak kill type stuff.
Yeah.
Started getting into the riddles and puzzles and things. And I'm like, this is my gravy. I had to eat through a bunch of mashed potatoes to get to my gravy center, and this is my gravy center. I love this part. So I'm hoping the same thing happens with Odyssey, or I get to it a lot quicker then. I don't know. So we'll see. I haven't put much time. I got to see if Odyssey runs. I haven't tried to run that. It did run. Again, both of these games have been games that I played before on the PC, no problem. It's just been a long time since I've run them.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Try and get that going. I did install Party Hard 2. I may do that. I may stream that. That's an easy game to play, easy game to stream. A lot of the times when I go home and I edit the video for this and then get it uploaded and all this other stuff, while it's rendering, I really can't use many resources of the PC.
Right.
So I can't play Destiny 2. I usually go and I'll watch something on Netflix, or I'll go on the Xbox and mess around with something over there while this thing renders. But when this does, because I'm now playing like Pac-Man and Party Hard.
Yeah,
not
really graphically intensive, resource intensive.
I'm not grabbing a lot of resources of the system, so I can jump in there and play those, which would be kind of fun to do. So I may stream some of that, maybe, I don't know. And then there's tomorrow when I can try and play something else. I'm not going to be playing Destiny though. Maybe.
Yeah, best I can do is just
maybe.
Yeah,
I say it. I never know, but I say it.
Yeah, best I can do is get that mission that you talked about with
You need to do that. You do need to do that.
Yeah.
Go pick that up.
But for the most part, I'm going to be trying to get that earn the money in GTA during double sales week, and still trying to get that perfect run through of a stage for Streets of Rage 4.
I know it probably means nothing, but I think anybody that plays GTA Online in the month of May, Rockstar gives you like $500,000.
Yeah, $500,000.
Which I'm sure in the world of GTA Online, that's pennies.
I mean, it'll go quick. If you're first starting out, it can go quick. I mean, unless you get that. Unless I'm thinking what the ultimate version is a bunch of stuff you may be getting for free, but it's going to go quick. If you have to get some other stuff. Yeah,
I meant to look that up. Premium edition. Premium edition GTA 5.
Yeah. In addition to stuff you have to pick up, there's also utility charges for the facilities that you buy, because it's a constant drain of resources. So you got to keep getting money any way you can.
This is from Forbes. Duke Fruckham, by the way, says that Fallout 76 is free this weekend on Steam.
Okay.
Let's see. Yesterday, Epic offered a deal so good it quite literally broke their store, GTA 5. The store's mostly back up. Before everyone starts filing support tickets, I thought I should probably warn you about something that you'll come across. One of the benefits to the premium edition of the game is that you get $1 million to spend in GTA Online, the free online component of the game that has blown up into an ongoing mega hit the past few years. However, players may log in and find that they're missing that $1 million. I'm not quite sure why there's a delay on this, but Epic has specifically said that players should wait 7 to 10 days after first logging in for that balance to show up in their inventory attached to their accounts.
Mm-hmm. That happens sometimes. You're supposed to get money, and it takes a few days for it to get there.
Yeah, the other components of the premium pack include all existing gameplay upgrades and content, including the Doomsday Heist, gun running, Smuggler's Run, bikers, and much more, along with a Criminal Enterprise starter pack that has gear and stuff in it worth around $10 million if you were buying it otherwise.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's you get an office building, some free cars in the legendary Motorsports Park, some other free vehicles in the San Andreas Super Autos Park. Free, just various free things all over the place. It'll remind you. It'll tell you what's free out there for you to pick up. Free bunker, free clubhouse, free places like that.
I've got it right here. He says, since I've gotten questions on this, I thought I should detail exactly what you get in that. Rockstar says they value all of this at $10 million in-game dollars, but who really knows? So in addition to the $1 million you get, Maze Bank West Executive Office.
That's your office building, yeah.
Paleto Forest gun-running bunker.
Yeah, but there's a problem. Well, go ahead. Yeah, there's a problem with that one.
Yeah, a counterfeit cash factory.
That's free, yeah.
Biker clubhouse. An apartment on San Vita Street, a 10-car garage
near the airport. Yeah,
yeah. You get the Dune FAV, the Frogger, the Windsor, the Omnis, the Coquette Classic, Turismo R, the Vortex, the Huntley, the Zombie Chopper, the Banshee. For vehicles, for weapons, clothing, and tattoos, a compact grenade launcher, marksman rifle, compact rifle, stunt race and import, export outfits, and biker tattoos.
There's also something that's free this week as well. For some reason, all handguns are free at Ammunition. All 10 of them. So you can just pick up a bunch of handguns for free as well.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, I think that'll do it for us. Duke Fruckham, I appreciate you coming in, even though it was late, but I appreciate you jumping in. Vigo Pros, VNK, The Gamer Me, Tactics 59, Stephen Van Dam, Sapania, I think, Ramastino, Omega's Innocence, Lethal Migraine, Feet. I like that name.
Wait.
Feet.
Just Feet.
Just Feet.
F-E-E-T.
Yep. Drunk Degenerates, awesome. Comula, Duke Fruckham, Commander Roots, Casket Sharp. Love that name. Bama Bryan 17, A10, another TV viewer, AC Wraith, and Medusa's Mirror. Thank you so much for joining us in the chat room. Thank you for listening, everybody else. We really appreciate it. Go to ingamechat.net. Join us on Twitter, Facebook, our YouTube channel, Steam, our Discord. There's a bunch of stuff that you can join us with. Thanks, everybody. We will not do a show next week. We will see you in 2 weeks we leave you now with, I don't even know if this has been formatted to be synthwave or synth pop, but whatever. It's from Deus Ex, Human Revolution. It's called Icarus. Enjoy. We'll see you in 2 weeks.